Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited to record this video. You could make an argument, a pretty compelling argument, that certain older champions have just aged like a fine wine because they were built differently, as the kids used to say. One of these champs is Archangel, somebody that I seriously just want to rank up. And now that he's max sig, I want to rank him up for my next ascension. But at the same time, there's so many other champs that are both offensive and defensive weapons in all the classes that I have at rank 5. And not that you need to wait until somebody's rank 5 to ascend them, but it certainly helps. Overall, the future of the game depends on champs that have unique utility. Champs that are Swiss Army knives, if you will. Not a champ that only is really good at one thing. Like, that's unfortunately why I just have stopped using champs like Cole Obsidian, especially because he got somewhat nerfed back in the day, which I still don't think should have happened. Like, this guy just he's not a good defender at all. I mean, he's a joke of a defender, to be honest. And he just has very limited utility. Great armor breaks, can do some awesome burst type of damage with his hold, block, and gain that steroid strength for a small amount of time, kind of like somebody like Falcon or Corvus before he runs out of those glaive charges. But he's just limited. This is a perfect example of a champion that has aged so poorly in this game, especially if you're fighting somebody that can shrug off armor breaks, that he's not usable in most modern content, particularly compared to the better champs of his class. I did recently an entire live stream broadcast analyzing and breaking down the best champions from the Cosmic class as nominated and voted on by viewers. And Cole Obsidian wasn't even nominated to put up to a vote, because it would be ridiculous for anyone at this point to think that he was better than champs like even Angela or King Groot, who were the honorable mentions to the top 10, spoiler alert, who didn't make the top 10. They were actually ousted because the Cosmic class is also benefiting from new champions that are still, well, improvements from a champ like Cole Obsidian, such as Adam Warlock. With that being said, the most annoying, toughest defender that I have seen in a long time is none other than, now a not ascended yet, but I want to ascend him soon as I can, 5-star Bullseye. This guy. Yeah. And so I'm talking about him because I'm trying to think of good counters for him going forward. I know Bishop can be one. I know Domino can be one. But a champion that I think reflects the future of the game, because so many champs don't have his utility yet, and I haven't really thought about ranking him up, but now that I think he's the future of the game, because now that the Bullseye mechanic has been introduced, you better believe that at some point it's going to be reintroduced, is Iceman. Now, my 6-star Iceman is a terrible sig. He's sig 22. Yuck. But I'm going to take him to rank 4 as an investment. Just like I tell some people sometimes, like, hey, maybe you should just wait and do an investment on a 7-star. Like, somebody's asking me, Prof, who should I rank up as a 7-star? Well, you've got Unawakened Falcon. Right now, I can't use him for anything. At least not smartly. I see people bringing Unawakened Falcon to Battlegrounds, and I think, why? He doesn't have his utility. It's crazy. So I'm going to make this as an investment. And yes, it is the last part at the time of recording this of a level up event, which doesn't hurt either. Iceman doesn't have amazing prestige, especially at sig 22. Yikes. But I think as the game evolves, everybody who gets, especially an Awakened Iceman, though he's still got plenty of utility on Awakened, I think you should consider taking him up. I want this to be a call to action for the community, to have me use my own account as a example of what to do, and then to go from there. And I will eventually, once Onslaught, I think, is max sig, although maybe I should just start putting him into Iceman anyways. He's probably fine. I think I will eventually take Iceman to max sig and probably rank 5. He's just got such unique utility that he's going to give you some good options in fights against really tough opponents. And hey, don't sleep on him as a defender, especially if he has a high max sig, because you're going to be in a position where on a round 3 in Battlegrounds, where you don't have a lot of options, you can put him down and at least guarantee yourself that they're going to lose health at the beginning of the fight. I'm not saying he's the best defender in terms of dexing his special 1 or special 2. There are certainly tougher defenders out there in that regard, but sometimes in Battlegrounds it comes down to how much health is left, and Iceman's a good defender for that. So I think he's the future of the game on offense. I think he's a sneaky good defender. Shout out to Dork Lessons, Mr. Dorky Diggity Dave. He hasn't produced content for a while in this community, but he was one of the inspirations years ago for me to actually fall in love with this champion, so to speak. And now I feel like I'm honoring him by ranking up my 6-star. So, Dork Lessons, this is for you. Have a great day, everyone.